Katrina, do you regret having a child? Is that a heavy question to start the pod with?
Yes. That's crazy to ask me
Why?
because I don't regret it. And who would openly admit that they regret having children?
I could think of a couple people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, one. Yeah, there's more than enough. I do not.
Right.
I love it.
I
love
don't
it.
either. I will say, though, it's harder than you think.
Yes. Has
Right?
it? And do you feel that it has affected your career?
I don't know if it necessarily affected my career, but what it does do, it makes me be an adult, right? Like
Right.
I can't just spontaneously leave the house and go get food and do those things that I really love to do.
Yes.
So
That's true.
it forced me to create structure, and structure that doesn't benefit just me.
Right.
Because that's how my whole life was previously, right? So now I have to structure it to make sure that baby Cap is always good.
Right.
That's all that matters. Nothing else matters. You know, for my birthday, Colin, baby Cap,
Your mom.
my mom, nobody did anything for my birthday.
I feel so bad. Nessa, you hosted the MTV VMA red carpet less than 4 weeks
Yeah.
after the baby was born.
Right.
So I couldn't do it.
So ultimately, is it better to hold a trophy or a baby? Well, the trophy doesn't cry.
I'm done with you. That was
All
good.
right, great.
You're so disrespectful.
Am I lying? There's been a conversation about whether or not you should warn your ex's new partner about their behavior. So, meaning, Katrina, you and Tone first got together. Someone he dealt with in the past hits you up like, hey, Katrina, you need to watch out because Tone, you know what? He's selfish.
Right.
He's mean. Would you have wanted somebody to forewarn you? Would it have mattered? Would you have entertained it at all?
I remember one big moment that you did it, and I was like, damn.
When did I do it?
In Atlanta? At that party in Atlanta?
Oh, right. Because they're not really about that.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not really about that.
Yeah.
You hide behind your bodyguards. You're not really about that.
And, probably other times when we've been
Yeah. I could think of a couple.
a couple recently.
When we were in the studio.
It's going to happen today. Right after this. It's going to happen today.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm okay being uncomfortable. You know why?
Why?
I'm not saying this to make anyone feel sad or feel away from me. I've been uncomfortable probably most of my life.
That's sad.
So, but that's the truth, right?
Like, so you
when
know
you're
how to deal with
Yeah,
it.
and what I mean by that is that I'm always trying to figure out things, survival, making sure my family is okay. So there's never been a point where I'm just settled.
Right.
Like, wow, this is what it feels like to be okay all day, every day. Everything's taken care of. There's no real life stresses in my life. I'm always concerned about something. So being uncomfortable is very normal to me. But so no problem. I just move how other people move
Right.
in the sense of if your energy's wild, guess what? I'm going to be wild back.
Right.
And what I mean by that, I'm going to be guarded, but I'm going to watch your every move.
Right.
If you're cool, I'm cool. You say hello back. You say something, you ask me a full-on question, I'm going to answer you and ask you a full-on question.
Right.
So, the only thing, we're older now, so if somebody wants to fight, I'm not going to fight in that way, a physical fight, because that's, come on, guys.
At
But
this point, it's
I'm
ridiculous.
grown, I have a child, I'm not doing all that.
Right.
That is the time I'll walk away.
So-
You got it.
Do you think you're soft now?
I'm not soft, I'm wiser, because there's more at stake now. Katrina, do you regret having a child? Is that a heavy question to start the pod with?
Yes. That's crazy to ask me
Why?
because I don't regret it. And who would openly admit that they regret having children?
I could think of a couple people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, one. Yeah, there's more than enough. I do not.
Right.
I love it.
I
love
don't
it.
either. I will say, though, it's harder than you think.
Yes. Has
Right?
it? And do you feel that it has affected your career?
I don't know if it necessarily affected my career, but what it does do, it makes me be an adult, right? Like
Right.
I can't just spontaneously leave the house and go get food and do those things that I really love to do.
Yes.
So
That's true.
it forced me to create structure, and structure that doesn't benefit just me.
Right.
Because that's how my whole life was previously, right? So now I have to structure it to make sure that baby Cap is always good.
Right.
That's all that matters. Nothing else matters. You know, for my birthday, Colin, baby Cap,
Your mom.
my mom, nobody did anything for my birthday.
I feel so bad. So what happened? Like you came downstairs. It was your birthday.
To be honest, I was actually surprised that Colin even remembered my birthday.
I texted him.
Well, that's probably the only reason why he remembered.
But I didn't text him that day. So Nessa, I think he does remember.
Yes,
it.
no, okay. So if you didn't text him, he remembered on his own,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
Listen, to be honest, Colin's not a big celebratory person like that when it comes to birthdays
And
and,
I think-
just whatever special events there are.
And you never were too.
Exactly. He knows that about me. So, yeah, but I think a card would have been fine.
Listen, now that we are parents, our birthdays aren't for us anymore. They are for our children. Like,
Right.
I celebrate birthdays more like I need to have a cake. I need to have candles for my birthday, Tone's birthday, anybody's birthday that's around.
Right.
Because Amara loves it and I want
Right.
her to continue to love it.
I don't think Colin thought of that.
Yeah,
to be
he
fair.
probably wasn't thinking that.
No, because like I think if there was a benefit for baby Cap, he totally would have done something.
So what did he do?
So he comes back from his workout. He's not slowing down at all.
Right.
Not a beat.
Right.
Starts his day 4:30, the usual. And he comes back home from his workout. I see him. I don't say anything because I'm like, oh, this is going to get interesting. Is he going to remember? And he remembered. But he grabs baby Cap, holding baby Cap because baby Cap gets so excited when dad does home, right?
Yeah.
So Colin's like, okay, let's wish mommy happy birthday. Say happy birthday, mama. And that was it. That was the end.
Then what? A kiss, a hug, walk away?
I think we gave a hug and like a kiss. And that
Did
was,
he give you a hug and a kiss?
Yeah, he gave me a hug and a kiss. And that was it.
And that was
The
it?
end.
Did you expect there's going to be more? Like, oh, okay, and he's going to take me out. He got a gift right when I get into the room. He's just wrapping it. Like, were you expecting more things to happen?
No, I wasn't expecting more things, but I thought maybe a card from him and baby Cap
Yeah.
was
that
going to
would've
be
been-
coming.
Okay, well, last year.
But not-
last year.
right.
What happened?
Last year, we went out to a museum.
Oh, I remember.
We went to Broadway and we had
I
dinner.
remember.
So that was really, really fun. That's because he knows all the things I like to do, which is that.
Right.
So this year was nothing. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he was just pissed at me.
Maybe he's also busier. Because I did text him. Listen, I
Yeah, that
texted
is
him a
true.
couple weeks ago. I'm like, hey, Nessa's birthday coming up. You want to get something going? Because he did plan all those things for you last year.
Right.
Right. And he just didn't respond. And then I forgot to continue checking on him to see if he
That's
wanted
what
to.
happens when you become a parent.
Yeah.
You become old news.
So
nobody really cares about you. You just exist, especially in my opinion, when you're the mom.
Right.
Because moms, again, we're not generalizing every single mom, right? But for the most part, moms are the glue of the house. They keep things going. They make sure everything's running smooth, that there's food for everybody, that, things are under control. So I just think all of the focus goes to making sure everyone's alive in the house, that everyone's okay, that we just don't have any energy left for ourselves.
So what?
And that includes our birthdays.
So, okay.
So what did I do?
Wait,
did
did you-
anyone do anything for me?
Did you?
No.
I did. We're going out tonight. I wish you a happy birthday.
Oh yeah, well that's tonight though. It didn't happen yet.
And I took yesterday.
We had a
Nessa,
great
listen,
time. We did.
yesterday we went out.
My
Nessa
stomach
and
was
I,
rocking last
We had
night.
dinner, and here's the
Woo.
thing. Here's the thing that I think
Was your
listeners-
stomach? You know what?
It was. It was something.
Some was off.
Some was off because right when I got home, I remember telling Tom, I was like, I gotta go. But here's the thing that people need to understand. Yesterday, going up 6th was a mess. There was a huge protest, right?
Right.
So you would have had to come up 6th to go to our original destination,
Right.
And you were like, you know what, Katrina, just go home because I don't want to have to deal with the traffic and I don't want to hear your mouth. And I was like, you know what, Nessa, and I could have went home,
I know you could have.
but I know it was your birthday week.
But you
so
can't use that against me in 2
I'm not
weeks.
using it against you. I'm
Okay.
just saying I put more of an effort because I know it's your birthday week.
Thank
I
you.
came down to you and
Yeah.
it was a mess. And I almost fought my taxi cab driver because he was being so disrespectful.
Right.
It was a regular,
It was just
a
a
regular day. Regular
in
day in New York.
City.
Right. Anyway, we had a good time. We ate. We had
Yeah.
gelato. It
Yeah,
was
we
good.
did. Gelato was delicious.
It was a nice night.
It was beautiful. And you know what? Nothing beats New York with good weather.
I
It's
could have been.
just-
I could have been
can't
out
explain
all
it.
night. I could
Yeah.
have been out all night. But again, someone's at home waiting for me to get home.
Exactly. That's what happens when you become a parent. That's the truth.
Right.
That is what it is. And I think more people need to have conversations about this, not because we want to scare anybody off, but I think it's mentally preparing for that. Mentally preparing that the structure of your day completely changes.
Right.
For me, it did not change my career or anything like that, but what it did do made me more mindful of my schedule.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to just, I'm just going to go lounge on the couch.
That's it. That's exactly, like, you think about all the things that that change in your life when you have a baby. Of course, your finances change it. Of course, the dynamic in your house changes.
Right.
But one thing people don't ever mention is you just lose the spontaneity factor of doing whatever you want. 'Cause
Doing
it's
nothing.
not whatever you want anymore.
No. You can't just do nothing on a couch.
You can't.
There's something that needs to be done. You're needed. This. You're always helping.
You can, but it's just the overall, the spontaneity factor is gone, and you're not just, it's not just
but
you.
you've lived your whole life like myself.
Yeah.
Doing whatever I want to do, whenever I want to.
Whenever.
Absolutely. And let's take another step further. Katrina, you and I have been very successful in life. So when you are successful doing whatever you want to do, it's even harder now that there are parameters and guards put into place that you no longer can be spontaneous and do whatever you want.
Right. And it's different even in a relationship, because at least that person's also an adult. Like, all right.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to get my time, you get your time, and I don't have to mind you. I don't have to entertain you.
Right. Go in the other room, be on your phone. I don't care. Get out of my face.
But a baby?
You can't do that.
And especially if you have parameters with how you want that baby raised. Like, you could have you time, but maybe you don't want the baby to just be watching TV the whole time. So that means you don't have you time, because now you got to entertain the baby.
Right.
But if you want you time, you have to be okay with whatever that means for that. Anyway, no, I don't regret it, Nessa. Damn.
Of course. We don't regret it. Absolutely.
Happy birthday, too.
Thank you so much. And we love our kids.
Yeah.
But we are having honest conversations that people, should have conversations about. So let's talk about who hates kids out here.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Gilbert Arenas, apparently. The basketball player Gilbert Arenas. He used to play for the Washington Wizards. The Wizards. Washington, D.C.
Was he a good player?
And he used to play for the Warriors too, Nessa. I'm a Warriors fan. That's where actually he met his ex, Laura Govan. They met in the Bay. But anyway, Gilbert hates kids, or seemingly so.
Allegedly.
And you know what? We're just being funny.
Yes,
okay?
we're
Maybe
being
he
funny.
doesn't hate kids, but this story right here is pretty nuts.
Okay, so what did he do now?
Okay, so, Gilbert has his own show called Gilbert's Arena, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're in the middle of the NBA playoffs. That's happening right now. The Minnesota Timberwolves are in the playoffs. Rudy Gobert plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a player
He
is
just won Defensive Player of the Year, and this is probably
he's
his
a good
fourth
player.
time. He's a good time, but I don't think he deserves this Defensive Player of the Year.
Who does?
That's another story. Not Rudy Gobert.
Really?
Anyway, he won whatever.
Okay. Sorry.
I've talked crap about Rudy Gobert before on the pod. Because he's
that's
the
the
guy that Draymond Green was choking because...
Oh, that's the guy you hate.
I don't
and
like
he's
him.
the one who...
He's the COVID guy. He's the guy
COVID
that touched
fingers
everything.
guy.
Yeah, I don't like him. Anyway.
Okay.
All right, so the Minnesota Timberwolves are in the playoffs, right? They're in the Western Conference semifinals right now. They're playing against the Denver Nuggets. They beat them in game 1. This is about to be game 2, right? Rudy Gobert plays for the Timberwolves. Basically, he missed the game 2 game because he was about to have his first child. Fair, right? All right, you're not going to play in game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals against the
Now,
Nuggets.
is this a regular practice amongst
people,
athletes?
Yes, people do that. Athletes do that. This is a life event. You're about to have a child, let alone your first child.
Right.
Like, okay, it's the playoffs, but it's game 2. You still got a little bit of time before the end, and you guys just won.
Right.
Okay, so they just won, and they were playing in Denver, so they have home court advantage because they took it back from the Nuggets.
Got it.
Okay, so they have a little bit of room to play with it, if I had to guess. So he decided not to play in the game because he went home for the birth of his first child. So Gilbert, on his show, Gilbert's Arena, says, it's a baby, bro. It's going to be there when you get back. He basically was mad at Rudy Gobert for not playing in the game. Mind you, they won. So right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves are up, beating the Nuggets 2-0.
Here's the thing. If they did not win, oh my gosh, Gilbert would have had a field day.
Yeah, but
field day. Like, I told you so.
Yeah, but I agree with Rudy Gobert. I think you should go back. If I was Rudy Gobert, this is a life thing. If I was Rudy Gobert's girlfriend, I would be like, bro, actually, no, I don't know. What would you do if you were Rudy Gobert's girlfriend? Would you tell him to play the game?
I think it depends. Okay, so no,
And they don't have any rings.
Wait, you have to put this in real perspective. Say Colin's name.
Okay.
What are the stakes? What are we talking about?
All right. Well, it's different because football is a little different because it's one and done. It's a 7-game series. He's got a lot of room to play with it. Like, they won the first game. This is only the second game. I'll give you a little bit of context. I'll try to put this in Colin football terms.
Yeah. So
Okay, so you're pregnant, first child.
right.
Colin is in the playoffs, right?
Right. Okay, which is what he's done before.
Which is what he's done before. Colin went to Super Bowl. Come on.
Right, okay.
So he's in the playoffs, right?
Right.
It's
No, I would tell him to
different
go.
Scenario.
I would.
Because he's the quarterback.
I would tell him to go.
They still have Anthony Edwards, who's playing like Jordan, and he hates those comparisons, but he is killing it.
I would go and tell him, hey, you need to go. Maybe
would.
they can induce me or something like that. And so
Yeah.
that Colin can be there on,
A day they're not playing.
I don't remember. I think Colin had Mondays off, if I remember correctly. So it would have to induce me on Sunday, right when the game starts, so that right when Colin gets back home, the
Right.
baby's there
Right.
on his day off, and then he's back. I think it's different with football. I do. I think
It
it's hard
is.
because I couldn't do that.
In that situation,
No, I
completely
couldn't.
different. Colin is
Sorry.
the quarterback. Football's one and done,
Right.
and you're you. Meaning, Nessa, you waited through your contractions for 9 hours while
Right.
Colin was working out, and you told him, "No, go ahead, I'll be fine."
Yeah.
You let him continue his workout,
Right.
while you were having contractions.
Yeah, because I know what that workout means for all of us at
Yeah.
that point if he doesn't get his workout in. But, it's because he works out, starts 4:30 in the morning because he truly wants to always be ready for hopefully that opportunity to play again and continue his career.
For sure.
So I feel like I want you to work out. Because in my mind, I'm always thinking of the worst case scenario, like this, like let it be the day he's not working out or 2 days
Right.
of him not working out because of my needs. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, Colin, we want you in.
Right.
I would always be in the back of my mind, oh, could he have been at 100 gazillion %? That's just how I think.
Right.
So I definitely would have told him to go and play the game. I also understand, I think it's because I value my career so much that I don't know, call me what you want to call it, but I have more understanding in that way.
And for the record, we don't know what Rudy Gobert's girlfriend said to him.
Yeah, she could have been like, no, you need to go
Yeah, we
play.
don't know.
And he was like, no, I want to be there for my firstborn.
Right, I'm just asking you.
Entering
So-
this world.
So now that we know that's what you would do if you were Rudy Gobert's girlfriend, what would you do if you were Rudy Gobert? Would you go home, miss playoff game number 2 in the Western Conference semifinals? When
Okay,
you guys are, the whole parameters, you're up 1-0.
So because it's basketball and there's a series
Yeah.
and we're doing good and my team seems to be doing good, I think I would go the vibe off of the girlfriend. If she's like, I need you here,
Yeah.
I'm showing up because I'm not trying to like set the tone off
Yeah.
wrong
For sure.
and just start this journey on a bad foot,
What
right?
if she said it's up to you?
Don't do that.
What if she said that?
That means she wants you there.
yeah.
I'm being honest. I know the language us women talk. Saying, hey, it's up to you means it's really not up to you. And if you don't do what I want you to do, you're in fucking hell. That's what that means. I'm being honest right now. That's what that means. So I would be like, no. You know what? Bet I'm going to be there. Because I already know this game. I know how this is all going to, unfold. It's going to be a disaster.
To be honest, I would prefer him there after I give birth. Come for the first day that we have this baby or the first day I leave the hospital.
But you know what? That's because we have experience
You're
now.
right, you're right.
Right? So we like kind of know. And I'm not trying to give a pass to Gilbert Arenas at all, but you know what? He has 4 kids. So he's speaking after 4 kids like, yo, the baby's going to be there because he's
Right.
got 4. So it's not as special as, when you
Right.
first go through the experience of having a child.
Right.
Right? So
we should we should go back in time and see what his opinion would have been after his first child or even before
before
he had any kids.
Yeah. I
Because
don't
that's
know.
where you don't know. Now he knows what to expect. Like
Right.
second, third, fourth is cake. It's like, oh, they're going to be there.
Right.
Like-
Here's the thing. You and I know, okay, come and visit me after the first day. It's because, listen, for us, we were in a hospital. There were nurses helping us. And to be honest, it was so much easier.
Right.
It's when you don't have that help that you're like, oh my God, what is happening right now?
Right.
So,
Like I low-key felt bad that Tone was in the delivery room with me because when you're pregnant, you're
howling.
They see everything.
Yeah.
They see everything.
Right,
so
right,
it's
right.
like I was low key embarrassed a little bit. Like, bro, did you just see that?
Yeah.
My bad. Like,
But it's part of the experience.
right. So anyway, from what Gilbert said, it seems like other people have kind of echoed this sentiment, because I don't know if you know the singer Lily Allen.
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't after this. It was.
It wasn't. It was before.
It's just right. It was okay. Lily's was before her sentiment.
So I guess echoing's not the right word, but
there's a certain tone right now
Right.
that seems to be coming up about having children, what that does for your career, and people feeling a way about it.
people are now being more real about their experience with children, because it's been taboo. Like, you asked me that question, do you regret having kids?
Right.
Like, before, I can't believe anyone would say, answer that truthfully. But now I feel like,
I think people would.
you think so?
I think it depends who. Google it.
Right.
Somebody's probably already answered it.
Right.
Probably said, yes, I regret it.
So back to Lily Allen, the singer.
Right.
She was on a podcast, and basically she said, and I quote, "My children ruined my career." Now, let me do the full quote, because that quote by itself feels really bad. Right. But she does more. She goes, "It really annoys me when people say you can have it all, because quite frankly, you can't. I never really have a strategy when it comes to my career, but yes, my children ruined my career. I love them and they complete me, but in terms of pop stardom, totally ruined it."
Yeah, she's not lying.
She's not lying.
You know why? We live in a very patriarchal society. So to think that people are going to be understanding and accommodating to mothers, it's not a reality, and it's never going to happen. I'm sorry.
You know what, though? I think when she had her kid, it's different times than now, because Cardi had a baby, Nicki had a baby. Like, women are having children now, and they're able to step right back into their careers.
I don't know about step right back in. I think
You got to work hard, really, really hard.
You got to work really, really hard. But that's my point.
But
the mountain is different, but there's still a mountain.
But there's no perception now like, oh, she's a mom, she can't do it. Like, when I look at Cardi, I'm not thinking of her as a mom.
You and I aren't thinking that, but we don't know what these execs think behind the scenes.
Man, effing exec.
Well, of course, but how they really think and how they feel are problematic, because they're going to perpetuate that.
Right.
Right?
It's their money. It's their money.
It's their money
that they're risking now.
It's like, oh, cute. This is going to create a splash. You're going to be on different covers that you're pregnant.
Right.
This is going to be a rollout. It's a rollout for something now, right?
Yeah.
They're looking at it as a way to, capitalize off of it.
Yeah, you're right.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
But once that's done, what's next?
Right. Yeah, I mean, also Whoopi Goldberg. She
Right.
was on The View. She literally said she chose her career over her child. She said, my kid came before my career, and I chose my career because I knew this would never happen again. She didn't always like it, talking about her daughter, but that is the process of being a parent. They're not supposed to like everything you do.
I don't know how to say this we got to work, man.
Yeah.
Like, people have to work. Like, I was thinking about this today. I remember seeing my parents work for so long.
Yeah.
And I think that we're actually doing a really good job setting ourselves up to be better financially than our parents.
Mm-hmm.
That I think we might have a few years to ourselves to enjoy our kids and not work as long. But the reality is, people have to work.
Yeah.
Kids go to school.
Yeah.
People are going to work.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I don't give Whoopi a hard time about this. I just think it is what it is.
Yeah. I don't give anyone a hard time about their opinion on their life, on how they're parenting, whatever. It's like, whatever works for you and your family. As long as you're not harming the child, it is what it is. Like, every time I leave for work, not every time, but Amara goes, "You have to leave? You have to go to work?" I go, "Yeah, I got to go to work." She's like, "Why?" It's like, "Well, we need to pay for this house."
Yeah.
I was like, "That food that you're eating, we got to pay for it." Like,
The toys you love?
I was like, all that
Oh.
stuff. Yeah, we got to pay for it. She goes, "Okay." So
Wait. She understands.
she just says yes. I think
Yeah.
she does.
Well, yeah, when you're like, hey, well, I got to be able to do this.
Because you know what she does? She's been doing, she's like, "Mommy, who bought this?" She's starting to ask me, who bought this? Who bought that?
Interesting.
So who bought that
And how old
couch?
is she now?
She's going to be 3 end of July. So she's been asking me these questions. It's all, she first said, who bought me? I was like, no, baby, who made you?
Yeah.
And I said, me and your daddy did.
Right.
So she's starting to ask where certain things are coming from. So obviously, I do not think she understands the concept of the transactionary idea of paying for something and that you need money to pay for it. But she's getting close because it's like, hey, well, I need to make money in this. But so we'll play store and she'll give me money. But I don't think she understands that, you have to work for that money yet. But she's getting close. Like she always goes, do you have to?
Hey, the fact that she can connect those dots even at this point, I think is amazing.
Yeah.
But I just think it's like the reality of it. And I think obviously celebrities, people who have done so well for themselves, we know their net worth because you can look online. I think people look at it, well, like you're successful. Why do you need to work?
Right.
Probably someone could look at Whoopi Goldberg and be like, why do you need to work? And it's like, what do you mean? Why do I need to work? You don't know my finances. You don't know what's going on in my life. Like I need to make sure that, my child can go to college or whatever it may be. But I think also that is a factor in this is that people assume when you are a celebrity or you are, public figure, your name is known or whatever it is, that you automatically should be so set that you don't ever have to work again.
Right.
And yeah, for some people, right? Like the billionaires or, the people who have made over $100 million, maybe, but maybe they find value in their purpose and they like to work.
That's exactly it. Because I was going to say, on top of the finances, she literally said, this moment's not going to happen for me again.
Right.
So she was like, I'm going to take this moment. I'm going to make my career thrive. It's basically what Gilbert Arenas was saying. Like, your baby's going to be there. It's circling back, right? They're saying the same thing.
Right. I think, right. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm trying to think of.
So just take away finances. She's like, I'm doing this for me, for my moment now.
I'll say this about the Gilbert comment. The only thing that makes it tricky is we know, having a child is not easy. There are concerns, medical concerns.
Right.
Listen, it doesn't always go smooth. That's the reality. Death could happen.
Right.
So that's the only thing I'm like, well,
right.
Being there would be way, I think, more important because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Hopefully mom and baby are okay.
Right.
But we hear these stories all the time about death.
Right.
And them not making it.
For sure.
So, if you had the option, obviously opt to make sure you're there because you want to make sure your baby, especially for the first one, because it is scary.
Yeah.
Maybe baby 2 and 3, you're like, I got this under control. I know what to expect. I should be okay, hopefully. But yeah.
It's just a game, right?
I don't know if it's just a game, but I think there are things that matter in life. And when you have a kid, things get rearranged on your priority list.
Right. It's true. And we've seen it happen.
Yeah.
It happens. It just happens.
Yeah. Okay. So are you okay?
Yeah, no,
Are you?
it's just crazy because when we started the conversation, I was like, Gilbert's such a hater. And then after going on, I mean, I wouldn't miss birth, but just thinking how much of Gilbert was a hater, but now kind of being like, all right, I guess he did make a point. He could just say it differently.
Right. I mean, I think that's part of the internet and people just trying to, make their points and create a splash with it. Because I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. You would let your baby be born without you. No, I'm just kidding.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
We can't. I mean, listen, even guys, they have the ability to be able to miss the birth. Guess who can't miss the birth?
We can't.
We can't.
We're there.
We gotta be there. I can't play the game the next day. Y'all.
I remember when I was pregnant and I was like, you know what? This baby has to come out.
Yeah.
It's going to come out.
Yeah.
And I'm here now.
Yeah.
But it's a real moment that you have like, whew, okay, I got to be prepared because this is really going to happen. And I need to make sure for survival skills that baby is okay and I'm okay.
Nessa, you hosted the MTV VMA red carpet less than 4 weeks after the baby was born.
Right.
So I couldn't do it.
So I think that's why I have an understanding of not missing a playoff game in football for Colin.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think basketball is different.
It is.
It's a little bit different.
It's a 7-game series, man. They got a lot of room to play here.
Right. So ultimately, is it better to hold a trophy or a baby? Well, the trophy doesn't cry.
I'm done with you. That was good.
All right, great.
You're so disrespectful.
Am I lying? Okay, so let's switch gears and talk about real haters, okay? Because this was an interesting story. It was on Scary Mom, and there's been a conversation about whether or not you should warn your ex's new partner about their behavior. So, meaning, Katrina, you and Tone first got together. Someone he dealt with in the past hits you up like, hey, Katrina, you need to watch out because Tone, you know what? He's selfish.
Right.
He's mean. Would you have wanted somebody to forewarn you? Would it have mattered? Would you have entertained it at all?
If it was something that could potentially hurt me, like, physical abuse, yes, warn me. Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a hater or whatever. What was it? What did you say that they were warning me about?
That he's selfish.
That he's selfish? Let me find that out on my own.
Okay, so would you have entertained it? Would you have opened up the DM?
I would have opened up the DM, but I probably wouldn't respond. I would have thought that girl is bitter because she's not with Tone anymore. Because if this is especially if this is the honeymoon stage, I'm like, this bitter hoe. What? Okay, and you?
You know how many people hit me up when me and Colin first got together on some hater
And did you entertain any of it?
I laughed.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just, wow, you're a hater.
Did
Who
you tell
does
Colin?
that? I think I told Colin some of them.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was weird. It was just like, you are expending way too much time on me, and really you should just take care of yourself.
Yeah, like, do
because
you?
I'ma do me. I don't know. I feel like that's a weird thing to do, is to hit somebody up and be like, hey, you know who you're dating? Well, I used to be with them and they did XYZ. They didn't make me dinner every night, and they didn't give me a kiss every morning. And
I mean, do you really think that's what this story's talking about? Should you warn an ex's significant other that they didn't kiss you every morning?
right,
No.
but it's like, what are you gonna say? Oh, they cheated on me?
Yes, that's the kind of thing I think this.
Yeah, but like, okay, so if Tone cheated in his previous relationship, would that have mattered for you?
No, probably not.
Because you wouldn't have assumed that he was going to do it with you, right? We're that arrogant as human beings.
Yeah.
We think that we're better.
Yeah, well, you think that your relationship is
Right.
different than theirs. Like, oh no,
Exactly.
we love each other. Like, y'all probably didn't love each other. He didn't love you like
Right.
he loves me.
And the truth is, he's probably going to cheat on you.
Wait, Tone's cheating on me?
No. I'm just saying.
Tone cheated on me.
He's not a cheater. That's why he's never cheated on you in general. But I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
But my point is that, I've heard of these stories of cheaters reinventing themselves and not being cheaters anymore. I mean, I don't necessarily believe it, but I've heard of these stories existing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you forewarning somebody that, hey, their new person might be a cheater because they previously cheated. I don't know if that holds weight.
I think anytime a significant other's ex texts you about something going on in your relationship, to me, that's bitter, that's hater. Like,
Yeah.
leave us alone. We're good on this side.
Even if you have good intentions, let's
Yeah.
say that somebody
Right.
really has good intentions, but they're being a little annoying because, why are you going to do that? But still, let's say their intentions are good. They don't want you to get cheated on or whatever it may be, right? Assuming those are the parameters, nothing
Right.
violent, right? In this article, they were talking about how you definitely look really bitter if you reach out to your ex's new person
Yes.
by forewarning them about really anything.
Right. I agree. Okay, now let's flip it. So now we are in the happy relationship. Now let's say we're the ex. Not bitter, not a hater, but you do want to warn that person that, he is a cheater. Would you do that?
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, you wouldn't?
No,
Why
absolutely
Why
not.
would anyone think that's okay?
I think when you're younger and you feel like you could change the world and look out, I could see that being the case.
Yeah, not my business. Whatever.
Now, if you
figure
hit
it out
me up-
on your own.
Here's the thing. Now, if you hit me up
Right.
and you ask me, how was so-and-so, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's if you hit me up. But I'm not going to go out my way, track you down, figure out what your phone number is by paying for one of those background checks online or whatever
Right.
it is to try to send you a message that, hey, my ex might be, cheating on you because he cheated in our relationship. I'm not going to do that. That's weird.
So how deep would you get in the intro relationship phase on finding out things about your new man? Like, would you look into his exes? Like, would you look at their social media pages? Would you try to figure out who they were just so you can kind of get a gauge?
I think now at where I'm at and being wiser, no. But I would ask him what happened in those relationships. And I think you should ask. I think you need to know what you're getting yourself into.
And are you okay if he doesn't give you an answer? Like, hey, that was in the past. Like, this is us now. Like, don't worry about what happened then.
I don't know. That might work for a little bit, but I don't know.
What about asking somebody's body count? Would you ask new partners what their body count was?
No. Maybe younger Nessa would have.
Yeah.
Like 19 years old.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any better, but I wouldn't ask that now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No, I'm also fatigued from life. Like, I just don't care. Like, whatever. As long as you were safe, protected, you test yourself, all these things are in the green and we're in the clear, cool. But like,
yeah. 100 people, whatever. You're
here's
safe,
the thing. You're safe. You know, you did your thing. You're safe. You got tested. You take care of yourself. That's what matters to me.
What if they have other babies that they didn't, that they're like, oh, well, maybe there's a child out there.
No, you need to go get that resolved. I don't do that. I'm not going to be the investigator for you. And that's weird. That shows me that you don't know how to take care of responsibility.
Right.
Go solve that.
Right.
And you should be solving that in general.
Yeah. Like, you're not worried about that one time. Like,
yeah, you should be concerned. Go get that cleared up.
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Yeah, I think all of this is very much like, you're out of the relationship. Leave it alone. Like,
absolutely. Exit.
None of your business.
Actually be happy that you're out of that situation.
Okay, what if you guys ran into each other like at the bar? Like, you know, oh, it's party. We're
I'm
drinking.
not bringing
party,
anything
whatever.
up about an ex. Now, if you're going to ask me, cool, I'll tell you.
Right. You know, people be on that though. Oh, you're with him?
Yeah, with a side eye?
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that. That's just hate to me.
Would you avoid the ex if you knew that was the ex and they knew that, you know, your relationship's now public? Would you avoid speaking with them?
I wouldn't avoid it, but I'm not going to stop eating dinner.
Would you go out your way to say hello?
I'm definitely not going out of my way, but I'm definitely not going out of my way to avoid you.
Yeah, like, oh, we cross paths. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I'm going to keep eating.
What if y'all don't know each other? Like, you guys have never met. You just know that that's his ex.
However way you move is how I'm going to move. If you want to smile, I smile back. You don't look at me, I don't look at you. Like, I'm what do you want to do? You like it?
I love it.
There it is. That's just how I move. But to go and like, hey, he did so and so, and then I don't care.
How many people in your life are people that if you saw at a bar, you would avoid? You have a couple on sites, right? Like, you have a couple on sites.
But I don't avoid.
Yeah, not avoid. This is two different questions.
That's two different questions.
Okay, let's scale it back.
I don't mind people uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I'm about it.
You are about it.
Like, cool.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with the
like. Oh, let's sit right next to them.
Yeah,
let's
no problem.
Sit across from them
because you had so much to say or you did so much. Okay, so what are you about now? I'm okay with that. I actually relish in those moments.
You do.
So
what is that about you? Like, why? Me, I turn the other way. Like, I don't want that weird feeling. I don't like it.
No, because I'm not going to run from it.
Yeah, I'm going to run.
I don't run.
I'm going to run.
I'm not a runner.
Yeah.
I never was good.
Yeah.
My knees hurt. So I'm going to address the situation. I'm not going to confront you.
Right.
I'm not going to move off where I'm at, off my square because of you.
Right.
That's crazy.
Wow, you're crazy.
No, I'm just not going to change my life for you.
It's real.
I'm here. You're here. What are we going to do? We're not going to do anything because 9 out of 10 people aren't going to do anything.
No one's about that life for real.
And nothing needs to happen. So fine, let's just be here.
Wow, you're so real. It just makes me realize how fake I guess I am because you are so real.
Fake. No, I'm kidding. But what is real? Like, I'm not going to go confront anyone.
Yeah, but
I'm not going to go fight anyone.
Relishing in that energy.
Yeah, I don't mind
it. Like,
I don't mind.
I knew you were talking shit about me or I was talking about you or anything.
When have I last done this? Actually, I'm sure it was probably the other day. But
I remember one big moment that you did it, and I was like, "Damn!"
When did I do it?
In Atlanta, at that party in Atlanta.
Oh, right. Because they're not really about that.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not really about that.
Yeah,
you hide behind your bodyguards. You're not really about that.
And probably other times when we've been at.
I could think of a couple.
Yeah, a couple recently.
when we were in the studio.
It's going to happen today. Right after this. It's going to happen today.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm okay being uncomfortable. You know why?
Why?
I'm not saying this to make anyone feel sad or feel away from me. I've been uncomfortable probably most of my life.
That's sad.
So, but that's the truth, right?
Like, so when you're how to deal with it.
Yeah, and what I mean by that is that I'm always trying to figure out things, survival, making sure my family is okay. So there's never been a point where I'm just settled.
Right.
Like, wow, this is what it feels like to be okay all day, every day. Everything's taken care of. There's no real life stresses in my life. I'm always concerned about something. So being uncomfortable is very normal to me. But so no problem. I just move how other people move in the sense of if your energy's wild, guess what? I'm going to be wild back.
Right.
And what I mean by that, I'm going to be guarded, but I'm going to watch your every move.
Right.
If you're cool, I'm cool. You say hello back. You say something, you ask me a full-on question, I'm going to answer you and ask you a full-on question.
Right.
So, the only thing, we're older now, so if somebody wants to fight, I'm not going to fight in that way, a physical fight, because come on, guys. But
at this point, it's
I'm
ridiculous.
grown, I have a child, I'm not doing all that.
Right.
That is the time I'll walk away.
So
you got it.
Do you think you're soft now?
I'm not soft, I'm wiser, because there's more at stake now.
Right. Like you can't just be out here fighting.
I'll tell you this, I wasn't this mature in recent times. I'm talking about just having a baby.
Right. Yeah.
It's only because of baby Cap that I'm not making poor decisions like that. Before baby Cap, we could do whatever you want to do. But I'm not there because of baby Cap.
So all that to say, is there anybody still, now that you're in this wiser position where you know more is at stake, is there anybody still that is on your on-site list?
On-site?
You just told me about somebody that was on your on-site list last week. Is it still on-site?
Still on-site. On-site. But on-site is not physical.
On-site to me is physical. We need the definition of on-site.
Okay.
To me, on-site is you see them, it's going down on-site. I guess it doesn't have to be physical. Was that always your definition? I
think on-site is like...
Just confront.
I think on-site for me is whatever it is. What? Meaning, if that's what it is, then that's what it is.
That's not on-site. On-site is confrontation.
But that's what I'm saying. Whatever confrontation looks like, verbal, physical, that's what it's going to be on-site.
Well, what is your on-site to the person you just told me it was on-site when you saw
that's crazy. Never physical.
But you'll go up to this person and be like, yo, you move slimy and I do not like that.
Yeah, because they do move slimy.
Super slimy.
And so when you move super slimy, you need to get checked about it. Because you're lucky it's me who's checking you.
You already nicely checked this person, by the way.
Right. And obviously you don't get it.
Right.
Well, no, they do get it. That's why they do slimy things, because they think I won't hear about it.
You're too nice.
Right. And that's the problem. That's why I tell people advice, don't be nice. Don't. People take your niceness and kindness for weakness.
I was about to say, while you are sitting there gauging the energy of the room, I'm sitting here smiling, laughing, trying to make a joke.
No, but here's the thing. There's other people that I don't like more, but I just can't fit them all in one room, like NFL owners, right? For what they did to Colin. But my point is that we're not going to physically fight anybody. We're not going to do any of this. We're not going to go out of our way for anything. Yeah. I am going out of my way to have a conversation with Goodell, and I'm saying that in the most nice way possible. But I would love to have a conversation with any of the owners that have decided to retaliate against Colin, because that's what they've been doing.
Right.
I mean, tell me otherwise.
Right.
Especially when, I don't keep up, but people tell me that like half these quarterbacks, I mean, they say it in a very mean way,
That they're whack?
That they're whack. No, but there's a different way. They can't.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really mean what they say. But it's true, right? They're really, really bad. They're really, really whack.
That's such funny metaphors.
Right, such metaphors. But yeah, but anyway, my point is that, that would be a real conversation that I would love to have. I wouldn't get crazy in it. I wouldn't be disrespectful.
Right.
Like with my delivery. But,
private or public convo?
It's whatever you want. It's whatever you want to do, baby.
If you like it.
I love it.